Hey, shalom, shalom. We are Israel united in Christ. We come out here to teach you so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans that you are the true Israelites of the Bible.
Right.
That you God's chosen people.
Right.
And that the reason that we have gone through the monstrosities and the tribulations that we have gone through for the last 400 years is because of our disobedience to the Most High.
Right.
Excuse me, bro. Hey, excuse me, bro. You know who you are according to the Bible? Huh? Come here, just talk to me for a second. Just talk to me for a second. Give me that, what you got. Give me read what you got.
This is the book of John, chapter 8, verse 32.
This is the Lord Jesus Christ right here, the black Messiah. This is what he said. Come on.
And ye shall know the truth.
Come on.
And the truth shall make you free.
You know the truth about the so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans? Do you know the truth of why we came over here on the diaspora? Why we came over here on cargo slave ships?
Bring it out.
Do you know why that happened to us? Deuteronomy 28:15.
Bring it out.
I'm gonna show you something real quick. First of all, give me Revelation chapter 1, verse 1. I'm gonna show you something real quick. What color Jesus Christ is? This Jesus Christ right here? Is that him? What color is he? He a black man. Now how you know that? So you just saying that because you feel that in your spirit, or because you actually know? You feel that in your spirit, right? Well, let's get it. Revelation 1 and 1.
The book of Revelation, chapter 1, verse 1.
Come on.
The revelation of Jesus Christ.
So what's the root word of the word revelation? To reveal, right? Come on.
Which God gave unto him to show his servant things which must shortly come to pass.
So these things that we're about to show you, they must surely come to pass. Watch this real quick. Go to verse 13.
The book of Revelation, chapter 1, verse 13.
I want you to look at something. Come on.
And in the midst of the 7 candlesticks.
Come on. So you see 7 candlesticks right here, right? Let's do a process of elimination. 7 candlesticks right here, right? You see candlesticks behind this man? No. Come on.
One like unto the Son of Man.
One like unto the Son of Man. He saw Christ. This John the Revelator on the Isle of Patmos. Come on.
Clothed with a garment down to the foot.
Come on.
And a girt about the paps with a golden girdle.
Come on.
And his head.
And his head. Come on.
And his hair.
And his hairs, meaning the beard and the hair on his head. Come on.
Were white like wool.
Were white like what?
Like wool.
Who got woolly hair on the planet Earth? So-called Negroes, right? Come on.
As white as snow.
Come on.
And his eyes were as a flame of fire.
Why was Jesus Christ's eyes red? What happened when a so-called black man, give me that real quick in Matthew 11. I wanted Matthew 11:19. What happens to a so-called black man when he drink alcohol? Drink wine, liquor, what happened to our eyes? They start to turn red, right? So what we already done showed you that his eyes, that his hair was like wool and his eyes were red. He already got Negroid features already, correct? Right. Read that real quick.
The book of Matthew, chapter 11, verse 19.
Come on.
The Son of Man came eating and drinking. And they say, behold, a man gluttonous and a wine bibbler.
So they call Christ a wine bibbler because he drunk wine. Y'all got a few seconds. Sister, here's how we showing the true depiction of Jesus Christ. He looked just like you.
That's
the beauty that you have started right here.
Right.
Hold on, we ain't done. I want to show you one more thing. You gotta go. Give me finish that out in Revelation real quick. Let me show you something, bro. Don't be so quick. If you got a few minutes, listen to us, because what we're about to show you, the best news you can get all day. You can get a college. I got a college education. Most of these brothers got a college education. Some of these brothers done played sports, all that stuff on the highest level, but nothing's more important than what you're about to get right now.
Right.
Read that.
The book of Revelation, chapter 1, verse 14.
Come on.
His head and his hairs were white like wool.
So his head and hairs are white like wool. Come on.
As white as snow.
Come on.
And his eyes were as a flame of fire.
Come on.
And his feet.
And his what?
And his feet.
Your feet the same color the rest of your body, right? It may be a lighter tone, but it's still brown, right? Come on.
Like unto fine brass.
What color is brass? Like a penny, like a copper penny, brass. Come on.
As if they burn.
As if they what?
As if they burn.
Come on.
In a furnace.
So what happened if I throw a styrofoam white paper in fire? It's gonna burn black, right? It's gonna be burnt black, correct? So what color was Jesus Christ? So if he was black, where did this come from? You don't know? Give me 1 Maccabees chapter 3, verse 48. I'm gonna show you where this came from. This came from the Roman Catholic Church. This came from Emperor, what's his name? Pope Alexander VI. This is his son named Cesar Borgia. That's where they come from. Give me that real quick.
The book of 1 Maccabees, chapter 3, verse 48.
Hey, if you got time, we showing the young man right here the true image of Jesus Christ. He was a black man, like the Bible says. He was not a white man, like we have been taught. Come on.
And laid open the book of the law.
So this right here, this is the book of the law right here. Come on.
wherein the heathen has sought.
The who?
The heathen.
The heathen, meaning somebody that's not of God's people. Come on.
Has sought to paint their likeness in their images.
So they paint the likeness of their images. So that's the reason Pope Alexander, you heard of Leonardo da Vinci, the Ninja Turtles, Michelangelo. Those all famous painters during the Renaissance period. The Pope paid them to paint his son as the image of Jesus Christ.
Right.
But it does not match up with the biblical image.
That's
of Jesus Christ. Right? So Jesus Christ was a drug dog. Like who? Just like you, right? Just like you. Right. Hebrews 7:14.
Bring it out,
watch this, bro. Watch this, bro. You see yourself on this sign over here? What's your nationality? So-called African American. Now, I want you to think about something. Africa was conquered by a man named Lescipios Africanus.
Right.
He's a white man, right? He conquered Hannibal in the Second Punic War. America was conquered by another white man, an Italian mapmaker named Amerigo Vespucci.
Right.
Now, how could you, being a dark-skinned man with melanin, how could you derive or come from two different white men?
That's right.
There's no possible way,
right.
Correct? So, African American is actually a derogatory term. Right. It's to demonize you as who you are. Because when people think African American, the first thing they think is niggas, robbers, drug dealers. That's what they think when they hear that term. Rappers or ball players.
Right.
Watch this.
The book of Hebrews, chapter 7, verse 14.
So you come from the tribe of Judah, right? Let's see who else came from the tribe of Judah. Come on.
For it is evident.
It is evident
that our Lord sprang out of Judah.
So Jesus Christ came out of Judah just like you.
That's right.
So his blood is going right through your veins as we speak right now.
Right.
But guess what though? Why don't we know we're from the tribe of Judah? Why don't we know that Jesus Christ looked like us? Why don't we know that we're the greatest people that ever walked this planet? What happened? Why did we come over here on cargo slave ships? Because showing you the image of Christ, showing you what nationality he was, showing you he come from the same lineage as you, that's all fine and good. But now we got to get to the root of the problem. Why don't we know that?
Right. Bring it out.
Deuteronomy chapter 28.
Bring it out.
Deuteronomy chapter 28. This chapter right here in the Bible is going to identify who you are and why you're in the conditions that you are in.
Right.
Start at verse 1. Deuteronomy 28, verse 1.
The book of Deuteronomy, chapter 28, verse 1.
Come on.
And it shall come to pass.
So anytime a prophet in the Bible said it shall come to pass, that means it's going to happen. Come on.
If thou shalt not hearken diligently unto the voice of the Lord thy God.
Come on.
To observe and to do all his commandments.
Come on.
And which I command thee this day.
That what will happen?
That the Lord thy God will set thee on high above all nations of the earth.
So God told the Israelites, he told Moses to tell the Israelites, listen, if you do what God said, if you follow his commandments, you will be set on high above all nations. My question to you, brother, what's your name? Devontae? Levante, Gedaliah, nice to meet you. If he said we was going to be on high above all nations, then why are we not on high above all nations right now? You don't know? Flip side, even 15. So if we listen, we'll be on top. If we didn't listen, this will happen. Come on.
The book of Deuteronomy, chapter 28, verse 15.
Come on.
But it shall come to pass, if thou wilt not hearken unto the voice of the Lord thy God.
So God told us, can you call God on the phone and ask him how you doing? What you need to do? You got to go his word, right? So he said, if you will not hearken unto the voice of the Lord thy God, come on.
To observe, to do all his commandments, and his statutes which I command thee this day, that all these curses shall come upon thee and overtake thee.
What's a curse? Good thing, bad thing? Bad thing, right? Give me 16.
Deuteronomy chapter 28, verse 16.
Come on.
Curse shall thou be in the city.
Who live in the ghettos everywhere you go.
Right.
It don't matter where you go. Black people live in the ghettos, right?
That's right.
Native American people live on reservations, right?
Right.
Hispanic people occupy the ghettos, right? They call it Spanish Harlem.
Right.
So he said, curse shall thou be in the city. Come on.
Right.
And curse shall thou be in the field.
Who had to pick cotton? Black people, right? And down in Mexico, our brothers picking cocaína, as they call it, tobacco, rice. We curse all in the field.
Right.
Even when you go out to the country, to the outskirts of the country, our trailers flipped over, dirt everywhere, trees all over the place, snakes all in our yard. So not only are we cursed in the city, living in the ghettos, we also cursed in the country as well, in the field.
Right.
So we had to. I'm gonna tell you something else. what they ask you when you get an education, they ask you what field you want to study in.
Right.
But yet, you will have a PhD and be a valedictorian, but a person from another nationality can come and have a lesser grade point average than you and get the job.
Right.
God said we was going to be cursed in the field. That's even the job field. He said we was going to pick cotton, right? Most time our shirts be what? 100% what? And what we doing? Picking them off the shelf. So you still picking cotton.
That's right.
You still got to pay. You still don't own your own thing. Give me verse 48. Watch this, bro.
The book of Deuteronomy, chapter 28, verse 48.
For too long, so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans have not been given their true nationality.
Right.
If you were born before 1987, you are older than the term African American.
Right.
How can you be older than your nationality and you've been here for thousands of years?
Right.
That makes no sense. Verse 48. This is what God told the Israelites. If they did not listen to his commandments, these things would happen to them. Come on.
Deuteronomy chapter 28, verse 48.
Listen to this, sister.
Therefore shall thy serve thy enemies.
Therefore, since you don't want to listen to me, you're going to have to serve your enemies. Remember that word, enemies. Come on, because America got enemies, right? America has enemies. So if America can have enemies, that means we can have enemies as a people as well. Come on.
Which the Lord shall send against thee.
How did one man, or how did a nationality of people go to one section of Africa and bring a whole nationality of people to the other side of the planet Earth?
Right.
He could have got anybody. He could have got the Japanese, he could have got the Chinese, he could have got other white people, he could have got Arab people, but he came to the west coast of Africa specifically to get the Israelites.
Right.
Come on.
In hunger.
In hunger. So guess what? Your Kroger's, your Walmart, your McDonald's, your Burger King, we don't own that. If we want to eat, we got to go to our enemies to eat.
Right.
The same people that gun us down in the streets and have had us oppressed for 400 years are the same people that we have to go eat from. Because guess what? Us as black people, we cannot fight against another nationality of people.
Right.
We don't own anything.
Right.
Give me that real quick in a second. We'll come back there. Give me 2 Corinthians chapter 10, verse 4. We cannot fight against these other nationalities with their carnal weapons. The only thing that we can fight against them with is the Holy Bible.
That's right.
Because what happens if the so-called white man says, listen, cut off the water supply in the ghetto, shut off all their resources to food? What would happen? We will starve to death.
Right.
We will be thirsty to death. Come on.
The book of 2 Corinthians, chapter 10, verse 4.
Verse 3.
Verse 3.
Come on. Listen to this.
For though we walk in the flesh.
So though we walk in the flesh, come on.
We do not war after the flesh.
We don't get into physical altercations with other nationalities. We would not try to harm anybody.
Right.
Why? Come on.
For the weapons of our warfare are not carnal.
The weapons of our warfare are not carnal. We don't take guns and try to force people to do what we want them to do.
Right.
Come on.
But mighty.
But mighty through what?
Through God.
Come on.
To the pulling down of strongholds.
Christianity is a stronghold.
That's right.
Islam is a stronghold. Egyptology, Scientology, all these different religions and beliefs are strongholds.
Right.
They keep our people in the midst of sin.
Right.
They keep our people at the bottom of society. Go back to Deuteronomy 28 and 48. Read that from the top again. Listen to this, sister. I want you to really listen to this. Come on.
The book of Deuteronomy, chapter 28, verse 48.
Come on.
Therefore shall thy serve thine enemy,
Right.
which the Lord shall send against
The
thee.
Lord sent our enemies against us. Come on.
In hunger.
In hunger, like we just said, the Walmarts, your Kroger's, your Sam Club, we do not own that. Come on.
And in thirst.
And in thirst, your Dasani, your Aquafina, your Gatorade, anything that you want, you are not able to receive without
What is sin?
what is sin. Okay, give me 1 John 3 and 4. I'm gonna show you what sin is, because oftentimes in the church they tell you not to sin, but they don't tell you what sin you're in and what sin is according to the Holy Bible. Right. 1 John chapter 3 verse 4.
Bring it out.
This is the reason that we're going through the things that we're going through. Come on.
The book of 1 John, chapter 3, verse 4.
Listen.
Whosoever committeth sin,
So sin is the topic. Whoever commits sin.
transgresseth also the law.
So if you commit sin, you transgress or you break God's laws. Come on.
For sin is the transgression of the law.
Well, sin is the transgression of the law. Sister, I know you got friends, I know you got stuff you got to do, but don't ever let anyone take you away from the Bible.
That's right.
This is your salvation.
That's right.
This is what's going to get you to the kingdom of heaven.
Right.
Because if you break God's laws, when America gets destroyed by thermonuclear fire, because you see the wars that we're in right now, the judgment is coming.
That's right.
We must get ourselves right.
That's right.
We must put ourselves back in the mind frame of being the Israelites.
Shalom, Israel. I'm Elder Nathaniel of Israel United in Christ. YouTube likes to shut our channels down, as some of you have noticed, ever so often. Subscribing to join IUIC will assure you will always stay connected to our YouTube accounts. We want to do our best to make sure this truth gets out. Please click and join our subscriber YouTube channel called Join IUIC to stay linked to all of our videos. So again, please make sure you subscribe to this Join IUIC channel to get your latest updates from all our YouTube channels. Shalom.